Dean Legge wrapping up what's got to be one of the bigger upsets of the bowl season. Georgia, a 13-point favorite, losing to Texas 28-21. This is one of the worst performances I've seen from Georgia in the last 2 years, certainly this year. Probably worse than LSU. It was very similar. There were a lot of things. Look, I thought Texas played about as well as they could play, and they deserved to win for sure. Sam Ehlinger really played well, and Georgia just didn't seem like themselves much at all during this game. The biggest thing that jumps out is the run game. I mean, it just didn't exist. So. And the statistics here that I have, okay, so 30 runs for 72 yards. I mean, DeAndre Swift had a tough night. It was just not a good night for Georgia, almost not quite 300 yards. I wondered the last time they didn't have 300 yards. Several fumbles, mistakes, all of it. It was just not good the bulk of the night. But Texas played well. I mean, I thought Texas did what it needed to do. Obviously, Ehlinger playing really well, 19 of 27 for 169 yards. Throwing. He had 64 yards rushing, so it wasn't unbelievable there. But Texas ran the ball. They were very balanced, 178-77, 177. So everybody's going to do the whole, you know, these guys ran their mouths a lot about being in the top four. They should have been in the top four. They also should have won this game. So they are not, you know, mutually exclusive. Just because something should have happened and doesn't excuse or cause this. Texas was the better team. They played better, and they were fired up for sure. And you can go watch what Kirby and them had to say, Jake Fromm, Kirby, after the game. But I think the biggest thing to me is Sugar Bowls really matter. Fiesta Bowl, you know, like the bigger bowl games matter. So this is a bad loss for Georgia for sure. But now, you know, it's gone. You weren't going to play for the national championship. There's no question that had an effect on this team. How much, you know, I don't know. But they're looking forward. A lot of guys play tonight that they just haven't played very much. Azeez Ojulari, Davie Wilson. I saw a lot of younger guys. Obviously, Brent Cox has played plenty, but you know, you didn't have DeAndre Walker, you didn't have DeAndre Baker, and the biggest thing, you didn't have Jordan Davis. So all of those things combined with just a out-of-body experience on offense caused just a bad loss. Now, the score was not embarrassing, but the score is not always indicative of how one-sided an affair is or was. Georgia's defense really did play pretty well after the first quarter, I think. I mean, to have to hold on like hell the entire night. I mean, when you start talking about I believe the Swift fumble led to at least 3 points, if not a touchdown. The punt where you've got them down certainly in the 20, I think it was inside the 10, and they reversed the field because the punter's knee is down. I mean, just nothing was right. This was very not like Kirby's teams. Kirby's teams are detailed. They played with more discipline for sure at times as it relates to physical altercations. There were some things at the end of that game that were very dirty on Texas's part. How the official missed that punch that 33 threw, I don't know how you missed that, but that's irrelevant. A lot of the guys that were thinking about turning pro just didn't have big nights. You know, Elijah only had 12 carries. Georgia just didn't run the ball enough again, but part of that was because they got down 20 whatever to 7 by the half. Coming out of the half, you had a shot. I didn't understand the onside kick from Texas. You know, well, I don't have all the answers, that's for sure. And you're looking at a program in Georgia that has, now you're 3 full years into it. You've either won the conference in a big way, narrowly lost it, or narrowly lost the national championship. Tonight, this was a more decisive loss for the Dogs to Texas, a team that really struggled at times this year. Georgia got better as the season went on, I thought. Not tonight. I mean, this was a step backwards for sure. I did talk to someone in the hallway because I just asked their general view of the world of this. And I mean, panic is not even close to where anyone's at Georgia, I don't think. But, you know, when you get beat up like they did tonight, that's concerning. There's plenty of things to be worried about. The offensive line did not play well. I mean, where was that script? Where did that come from? So I think Texas does have to be given credit. I mean, a lot of times we overdo things. That's an understatement. But I mean, I thought Texas played well. I think that they are a team to watch as far as the Big 12 is concerned. Obviously, they played for it this past year, but it was a game. I think that Georgia, the team that played Alabama, if they played tonight, would have won this game for sure. But that's not who this was. Now that's the question: is this cause for concern? It's just gonna be a different team next fall. You'll have the ability to have DeAndre Swift back for sure. I don't know about Elijah. And then you add Zamir White. You add a lot of guys like Trayvon Walker, Nolan Smith at positions of need. Georgia will still be relatively young. This is a young team, but so is Texas. Jake Fromm's statement to me tonight, if you've not seen that yet, you should go watch it. He was talking about leaders in the offseason. And the last thing, I guess, I don't know, this is really overwhelmingly important, but I don't see how Justin Fields sticks around. I mean, Jake Fromm really struggled at times tonight. He did. And they just were not going to go to Justin. So that should tell you all you need to know. I don't know anything. I know what I hear. But every moment that passes matters. And it's just hard to see him being in Athens next year because he didn't play tonight. And I think that should tell you all you need to know. I don't know anything, but that should tell you all you need to know. Georgia, that's a disappointing conclusion to a team that shot out to an 11-1 record. They are now 11-3 with losses to Alabama and Texas to cap the year. Not great. This team should play for the national championship next year. And there's a lot of reasons why. It certainly should be in the playoff. But they're going to have to go to work in this spring. And they're going to have to realize that every single detail matters. And that's the biggest takeaway here is a lot of these young guys played a lot tonight, and they are the future. They are not just the future anymore. They are the now. And Jake Fromm's done it. So it's the younger guys. And Jake Fromm, look, he had a bad night. But everybody's got the sum of the parts has to all play cohesively together, and the fact that some of the parts were not out there tonight that were out there against Alabama, I think did make a difference, frankly, particularly on the defensive side of the ball. But this is a program that still is an elite program. They just did not play well tonight, and I would say got their brains beat in, but it's hard to say that when you lose by a touchdown. Oh boy, they're turning out the lights in New Orleans. That's key for me to get off. Dean Legge from Dog Post, signing off from New Orleans. Click the link below. Go to dogpost.com. We appreciate everybody watching this year. It's been a wonderful year at Dog Post, and I wish everyone a happy new year. Biggest thing is happy health, and hopefully it will be a prosperous new year for you and y'all's.